Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. You are responsible for your own happiness. Happiness never comes from outside of you. If you put your happiness in someone else's hands, they can always take it away. Happiness can only come from inside of you and a result of your love. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 216, NASDAQ off 43, S&P's off 23. Gold contract up $5.50, trading at $1,402 an ounce. Silver up 9 pennies at $22.50 an ounce. Platinum up $20 at $1,513 an ounce. Copper $3.36 a pound. Light sweet crude up 43 cents at $93.74 a barrel. Bonds up 26 at 120.22. King dollar down a couple hundred ticks at 82.61. The euro is out there at 130.95, and the yen is trading at 99.12. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? We are at 1608. We're making our way down to the 1569 area. We do we did 850 million out here today. If we take a look at the SPY, the SPY, what you'll see is that it broke the swing, had an expansion of volume, all of the above. This is what you have. SPY's trading at 161. We had volume of 210 million. Blew away that swing point of 171. And remember something, folks. We made highs at 85 million and 90 million. You came off that with 224 million. You went up and tested it again with 146 million. You come down with 175. Now we come down with 210. And so your first leg down, I suspect we're going to get to about 1530 on the S&P. And 1530 on the S&P is going to be a problem. The reason being is that the consolidation that we've been in since 2000, folks, the top of that consolidation, actually 1550 is all right. 1550 is the top of that consolidation. You get back inside 1550, that's where the larger problem can present itself, and it will if we get back inside there very quick. Because what we have is this. 2000, for 7 months, we're trading at 1550. 2007, for 7 months, we're trading at 1550. When I say 1550, give or take 20 points, okay? We broke over that level, had lighter volume, got to the highs. How we come back into that is the name of the game. That's a false break topside, didn't have the volume. You come back inside that, opens the whole deal up for what? Lower lows. Dow Industrials. It wasn't a green stock in the Dow out here today. Big Blue got hit. McDonald's got hit. Dow Industrials right now, 14,960, down a couple $100. Dow Industrials are making their way down to this 14,441. NASDAQ Composite, what we have with the composite is this. Composite did 1.7978 billion out here today. She broke the swing, has some juice behind her. We're at 3401. The first place that the composite can slow down a little is another 100 points down, 33.99. That's how that's set up. If we go take a look at the 3 Qs, the NDX 100, what you're going to see also is an expansion of volume. 48 million shares traded. The first level that the 3 Qs want to get to is down about the $70, so it's only a couple more dollars, but that's where it wants to run to. The Russell 2000, the small caps. If we go right to the Russell, what you're going to see in the Russell is this. Okay, so the Russell down $13 today. We're at 968. The Russell's making our way down to this 951. More than likely, what we're going to see is that she's going to croak and get into the 898 level. The reason I'm saying that is that that's where the beginning of this uptrend, this current uptrend took place, meaning right from April 18th. You got to remember, from April 18th going all the way up was a straight line up. And the biggest straight line up was the NASDAQ Composite, and that's why the Composite has the most vulnerability on the way down. When there's nothing blocking it on the way down, it's fast and it's furious. Now, let's go right overseas. We're going to check out overseas. Why overseas? Because last night what you had inside Asia, we had the Nikkei come down 3.5%. Shanghai was down 0.2, but really flat. If we start with the Nikkei, what you're going to see with the Nikkei is this, folks. it's big correction, and I expect you're going to see a lot lower prices. We're down $500 last night. You do have, and this is, to me, this is a normal correction on a market that wants to go higher. So if you've been waiting to get into the Nikkei, just keep your hands in your pocket, another month probably. Bottom line, the Nikkei right now is at 13,000. It's making its way to 11,000. What we do have is that she's going to, yeah, last night wasn't bad. She's going to need a lot more volume to break down, meaning that it wouldn't be a buy. Why? Because on the way up, folks, it had amazing strength on the way up. And when you get down to the price point of approximately 11,000, I suspect the volume is drying up compared to where 11,000 is right now. But I suspect if it's going to be a buy, it'll dry up a lot more. And you got to remember the Nikkei had gone from 9,000 or 8,600 to be exact, all the way up to 16,000, 15,900. So the way this is setting up right now, it'll still take a couple months for the buy, but it's more likely a B to C of a much larger ABC structure on the way up. If we go over to the UK, we take a look at the FTSE. What you're going to see with the FTSE, she came down hard today. Now, the FTSE is already screaming that we are going to get into the lower swing points, and this is why. The FTSE, which was hanging up there big time, the FTSE in 10 trading days, folks, has given back. Yeah, that's right. This is amazing. The FTSE in 10 trading days has given back all the way to January 30th. How's that? You talk about an elevator down, okay? The FTSE had a consolidation going out sideways, gets to a high, and just gives it all up. You know, the way the FTSE's trading right now, we're at 6,400. She's going to be right down to 60, probably 200 tomorrow. That's how dramatic it is. The DAX in Germany, what we have with the DAX in Germany, she came down 99, not the end of the world. Now, the DAX trades like our NASDAQ trades. And, you know, that doesn't look that bad, right, really. The DAX has some, we are at 81.96, and it is 79. 7,900, that is, which is another couple $100, which is not at the end of the world. That should have some support at that particular level. Our own bond market out here, what we have with bonds, she had a sign of strength out here today. She did 450,000 contracts. You know, I suspect we're going to see this bond market. We're at 140.21. Bond's going to start running into this 144 again. The 144, by the way, folks, it would be a normal bounce even if bonds did want to go lower. You know, bonds had gone straight down from 148 down to a price point of 138. If we take the bond market, and this is what's so cool, you take the bond market and we put this on a continuous contract as to really get some clarity where it is. What bonds have done, folks, this is all they did. The bonds had broken topside last June. The break topside was 121.30. Well, we're at this is on a continuous. We're at 121.20. This has been a consolidation that has gone to higher highs. You know, so every time you hear that, yeah, interest rates are going up, well, listen, this is a normal consolidation. In fact, I would be in the camp that it's a healthy correction, number one. Why? Because it's building floors. It's not a parabolic move. You know, if I bring you back the last couple of years, what you're going to see is this. We go back to 2010. Bonds are at 114. You go all the way up to 136, and you consolidate for a year. Inside that consolidation, they came back to 116. What does it do next? It goes from 116 up to 147. What do? We consolidate for 8 months. Breaks topside again, we've been consolidated for 12 months. What happens is just like a 3-story, 5-story, 10-story building. If you move topside, go sideways, that's a consolidation for a period of time. What it does, folks, is build the foundation. The more consolidation or sideways move that you actually get, the higher that the building can actually go. It's pretty cool, I'm telling you. The market talks, walks, squawks, but it actually breathes like we do. And when you pay attention to the larger and the smaller consolidations, you can get a much better feeling, because then you can really feel it and touch it and understand it in a common sense way. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We're going to be coming right back. We had the Dow Industrials finished down 216, NASDAQ down 43, S&P's up 23. We're going to be right back, folks. Welcome back, folks. We had the Dow finish down 216, Nasdaq off 43, S&P's off 23, and right now, folks, we're going to go over to our man, Mr. Bud Rolfs. And, folks, you just heard the promotion that was out there. Bottom line, Bud did a workshop out here 2.5 months ago and just nailed it. Market came up about 11% from that number. He is going to be doing another workshop. It's going to be on June 13th. Come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see it right on the front page. It's Trading Tactics in a Bull Market. But we're going to talk with Bud here right now and see exactly what you're going to get in this new workshop. Bud Ross, what's going on?
Hey, Tommy, we've got some stormy weather.
Yeah?
Yeah, and, you know, this is the year of the storm, if you think about it. I mean, we've had terrible hurricane with Sandy.
The tornadoes, yeah.
The tornadoes and the hurricane with Sandy, which was over $50 billion.
Right.
You know, and 250 people dead and under the tornadoes. And it's just been terrible with weather, and the market is no exception. You know, into each life a little rain must pour, and into a long-term bull market, which is what we've got on our hands here, we've got a correction going. And I think there are key questions that we have to help folks with. First of all, is this bull market run really over? It started back in 2009. Is this going to be the end of it?
Okay.
And then second, could a major correction be here right now? Okay. And if so, to what extent is it going to correct? And when is it really going to get rolling? Okay. How might that correction play out? Is it going to be just one sharp drop, or is it going to be zigzag up and down, slow and painful, like razor blades? Would bonds be a good place to be during a correction? They usually are. How long might any correction last here? How would we know when it's going to be safe to get back in? How do we know for sure, okay? And how can we best profit in any kind of correction? All those 9 questions, Tom, we're going to answer those at the seminar coming up the 13th of June, 6:30 to 8 p.m. And let's listen to the value that we are giving folks here. We are giving them an executive summary. That's prior to the webinar. You get a short executive summary that covers the major points, so you're all prepped and ready and have some idea what's coming at you.
Yes.
You get the full 90-minute webinar from 6:30 to 8 on June 13th. Then you have access after the June 13th to the recorded version. So if you can't make it that night, you have something else going on, you'll have 30 days to watch it, or watch it as often as you want of the 30-day period, to get all the points and all the meat out of that webinar. And then you're going to get, number 3, a full copy of all the slides for your use. That can be permanent reference material for you. And then the most unbelievable value, Tom, is I am going to come back and do 6 monthly Doppler radar storm tracker reports. What do we do in a storm? It's important to know where's the storm, you know, where's it going next?
Sure.
And what's our estimate of when it might be over? Well, this is not going to be a week or 2 thing. This is going to take a while, and I'm going to be with all the folks that go to this webinar between now and the end of the year with kind of a Doppler radar of my own, and showing them where we are in the storm, and you know, how much longer we've got to go on it, and where it is, and whether it's going to go up or down, because this storm will go back and forth, and you'll think it's all clear, and a lot of people are going to pour a lot of money in a little early, and they won't if you get these storm tracker reports. And you get all of that, Tom, for only $279, and if you went to the March 21st webinar, you get $100 off. It's only $179. We're giving this thing away. You can make that in a half a trade. I mean, in a quarter of a trade.
And folks, you know, for all you folks that have been to a Bud's workshop, you know the clarity inside his workshop and inside the work that he actually does. And what's really cool is you get a macro view, and then you're going to get a micro view. And, you know, you as the client can decide what you want to do with it. But the neat thing is, folks, is that there's clarity inside it in a huge way. And as Bud just said, you know what, Bud, you know what's amazing to me, just in general in the market, is that it seems that no matter how many years go by, when markets go up like we just went up like that, people think they're going to go up forever. I mean, every news station you put on is like, you know, well, you know, we're not going to have a correction this time. I'm saying to myself, hold it. You know, how does this happen? Do you know what I'm saying? How can people have such a... I just don't get it. I'm not kidding. You know, because, folks, The biggest bull markets in history always have to correct. Everything has to correct. That's just normal.
Tom, the two most dangerous statements you can ever hear in your life are, I'm from the government, I'm here to help. And it's different this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's different this time. I know it always happens that way, but it's different this time.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. It's, you know, and folks, I go back to the wingtip day because I remember in my closet saying, you know, wingtips always come back. But it's a fact.
Leisure suits in there, do you?
Oh man, leisure suits! You're gonna love that. No doubt. Well, listen, folks. You know, if you want to, first off, you want a great value. You want to be understanding where the market's going on a view, folks, which is really neat. That you're going to understand the larger aspect of where we're at. Bud's going to be doing this workshop on June 13th. It goes from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. As Bud said, it's a full hour and a half. You're going to get the slides. What you're really getting here, too, by the way, folks, is not just the report. If you want to study what Bud is going to present, you're going to understand Bud's system, which, you know, is invaluable. That's the real bottom line, because what you will see is that this is something that you can use in the markets each and every day. You know, so it's pretty amazing.
That's right. We're not just going to show them the fish. We're going to teach them a little bit about how to fish. And once they see this, and you walk away with these notes, this is something you'll use again and again. The markets aren't going to make a correction here and never do it again. Next time the market corrects, you pull this out, and you'll be all set.
Yeah. You know what's amazing is that it's amazing. Like, how does the market know? Whether it's channels, let's just talk channels. How do they know? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, how do you set up this channel? You know what I was looking at today, Bud? I was looking at I was talking to the listeners about it, too. You know, the S&P, you know, a bottom line is that we're at 1608, and that 1550 level from 2000, I mean, that's the number. That's the consolidation, right? I mean, it's insane. 1550 in 2007 months, 1550 in 2007 for 7 months. It's like...
It is insane. You wouldn't believe, folks, when you start looking at this through some technical analysis eyes, if you get a little training, you're going to, Tom, as long as we've been doing it, isn't it amazing? I mean, you just can't get over it.
It is. I'm telling you. You know what? One of the things inside any type of analysis, folks, that is really hard for me to comprehend, and I know it happens, and it happens all the time, is when you get a large number, and that large number that I can speculate or someone else can speculate that, hey, we're going to 1508.40, and this all goes to 1508. Really? It's like, okay, how does that happen? But all we're doing is just saying, okay, you know, of course we're speculating, but what happens, folks, is that it's amazing that the market is drawn to those numbers, okay? And it's just how it goes. It's amazing, no doubt. So listen, you ready for Good Father's Day?
I am, and
a great Father's Day.
Father's Day is actually Grandfather's Day too.
That's right. It's a beautiful thing, man. Well, listen, man, it's always a pleasure, Bud. You know, we look forward to the workshop on June 13th, and look forward to having you on this week again.
And next to my grandchildren and Fabulous Nancy, I love tigers the best.
It's a beautiful thing. Have a great one, Bud. Have a safe one.
Bye-bye.
We're coming right back, folks.